Ready to cut with my mower, and so with these old tractors, people can get into a lot of trouble with them because they don't have any safety features whatsoever. So it's very important that you pay extra attention, and especially with something like haying where you're kind of under the gun for weather. Like it's a little cloudy right now, but it's supposed to be nicer. But you just got to go slow and take it easy and not rush and just really pay attention. So with that said, I'm gonna start mowing. See this touch control here. When I move that, that'll pick this up and put it down. So I have it right where I want it now. Take the clutch out, make sure this is all going. And we're just gonna go in first. And like I've said before, with these farm alt Super Cs and the versions thereof, a lot of times first will grind a little bit, so you go over to where reverse is, and instead of going back in reverse, you push ahead into that dead spot and then over one, and it slides right in every time. And it's something about the collars and the shifting. And usually you don't need a lot of throttle with a sickle mower. Swathers pulling that row back over there. The other day when I was out here, there was a pond bedded down in it. One of the issues I've got is the pitman end, or the pitman strap, is worn, and so it keeps throwing the pitman. So I get this cleaned off, got into a clump with some dirt, must have been a woodchuck hole or something with the mound I didn't see, so it's stressed the end of this. So this pitman strap right here is worn out. So I'll have to change that. Hopefully it's not this part, because then you have to take all of this off. The pitman strap is just a couple of bolts. The worst part of it is getting the spring in there and holding it all together while you bolt it. Let's see if we can get this back together here. I think this latch is worn. You can buy all this brand new, and it's the same as a Ford 501, I believe. You can't really bend this because it's cast, so if you try to pound on it too much, you'll end up just breaking it in half. And I want to use the the 200 because I like mowing with a narrow front end. I can cut really straight corners. You just get your front tire to the end of what you cut last and you crank the wheel over, and then it just comes back around a nice straight corner. And the Cup has a shorter mower, and I've got that new mower, but I want to use the Mahindra with a 3-point hitch for the tether rake, and I was trying not to keep switching attachments. I also like this tractor, so I wanted to use it. So let's hope this works. So the brakes on this tractor work, but they don't like grab. So you can jam the brakes on and it comes to a stop. You know, it is a rolling stop. So it might take 10 feet. This tractor, at 2/3 throttle, will go through some heavy hay. Second gear. But after I made that half a first round, I realized my hitting strap was bad, and I'm not in a real big hurry. This is a small field. The hay's not that great, but this field was all overgrown. It was all alder bush. It pretty much looked like all that over there, with a lot more trees in it. So I cut this all out, and got it going pretty well. The problem with all my hay fields is they're far away, and if you get broke down, and you have to go back. I've learned that holding a phone and driving are kind of hard. Normally I wouldn't come up through the center like this. I just did it because I'm pleased to put my camera. If it was big hay, I wouldn't do it because I would have packed it all down. Small field. The hay's not that great, but this field was all overgrown. It was all alder bush. It pretty much looked like all that over there, with a lot more trees in it. So I cut this all out, and got it going pretty well. The problem with all my hay fields is you get broke down and you have to go back. I've learned that holding a phone and driving are kind of hard. Normally I wouldn't come up through the center like this. I just did it because I'm pleased to put my camera. If it was big hay, I wouldn't do it because I would have packed it all down. When I get enough people to make it worthwhile to keep going forward, making videos, and trying to make them better with better equipment also. I do appreciate everybody who watches these videos. It's fun making them. You make about 2 hours worth of video, and then I edit it down, and sometimes you get 7 minutes out of 2 hours. It takes a couple hours to edit it correctly. So I can have 4 hours invested into about 7 minutes worth of video that you'll end up watching. very old technology with a sickle mower. They used to have horse-drawn sickle mowers that were like 3 feet long. They ran off ground drive from the wheels, but it was better than a hand side. When my great uncle owned the farm, they did cut some with the hand slides and they had big hand rakes that they would pick up the hay with. Then he got a dump rake, and my grandfather sold him a John Deere L. It was crank start, and that had a sickle mower on it. But I don't really want anything with a crank start. Thanks. Alright, here's that woodchuck hole. We're gonna get a little bit closer and pick this up. Grass guards will ride up over some small obstructions, but a woodchuck hole, it just kind of sucks it in. No lifting over that rock. You have to go around. So here we're going to cut the corner, come out into the edge, and flip it around, and then we'll cut this part, come right back in and grab it. With a narrow front end tractor, you keep your hands like this. You don't want your thumb like that. If you hit a rock, it'll spin the steering wheel around and it'll hurt a lot. I'm told, I've never actually done it. Right there. I didn't see it. It swung a little bit, but it came over it. I was waiting for the mower to trip, but it didn't. I was able to keep it together long enough to get it cut. So we'll take it home and go change out the pitman strap. Hopefully that'll fix the problem. And then we'll put the tether on the Mahindra. Some people ask why you mow the field clockwise and then come back for the last pass counterclockwise. Well, you start as close to the woods as you can first, because that hay generally isn't as good. Usually there's some leaves or twigs or junk in it. And so you ride over that first, get all the good hay, and then you drive back over and cut the part that you went over first. So just that outside edge usually isn't that good. And so when you rake and ted it, you want to try to pull that in away from the woods to get sun on it. Otherwise it turns into mulch. But anyway, that's all I've got for today. I really appreciate you watching. Take care, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.